Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 British Collector Heavy, the Chieftain Mk6, a vehicle that people have rather polarizing opinions on. There's a lot of people that think the Chieftain Mk6 in the latest update of the game was ruined. Now that it has a HESH gun and it no longer has the goated accuracy and APCR premium, it's trash. You shouldn't drive it. I've had a lot of people tell me that, oh, you can't deal with heavily armored vehicles. Let's say an E100 or a mouse. A VK72 rushes you. What are you going to do? And then there's the other side of the scale with people like me saying, I like HESH, I like tungsten, and I like gear oil. And when you add all that together, it creates a very formidable opponent, which can be incredibly dangerous. The Chieftain Mk6 is probably the highest damage farming heavy in tier 10 after the changes that were given to it, because the vehicle now features a potential damage per minute of 4,600 when activating tungsten and adrenaline if you're firing HESH. That's kind of wild. That means if you're up against especially something like tier 9s, you can get some crazy bleeds on your opponents. So what are we doing here? Well, our E100 is making his way to the medium flank, and I guess we're going to do that too. So we're going to see how much average damage we can get in 10 games for the tank, how much win rate, although, as we know, win rate's subjective sometimes. Your teams are good, your teams are bad. We'll see what happens in terms of win rate, but we are focusing on damage today. We're just focusing on the Chieftain in general, seeing how it plays, if these changes ruin the tank or they actually made it pretty fun. So, first of all, we have an enemy, AMX-50B spotted, and we are just going to push right into the open, and we're going to activate our tungsten on his tank. There you go. 514 damage into his vehicle. I don't think he enjoyed that, to be entirely honest. I think that the enemy 50B is having a rather... Ooh, I thought he was going to poke it, but he did not. He's so close to, but I need to help out with this leopard here, because it's not going great for my teammate right now. Let's see, we got the Eric Concept 1, bonk, 371, that's an awful roll, but it is still a pen. Ah, and they got a Badger camping in the back. Well, there's no way I really could have predicted that, but what we can do is aim in a shell on that Badger's lower plate for 430 damage, which is pretty sweet. Okay, well, is that Badger going to poke it again? I bet he will. Maybe not. Well, we got the Eric, but we weren't able to hit that due to the positioning that he chose. Alright, well, let's just try and cross this, hopefully not getting hit by anybody. Nope. Okay, sweet. We have the VZ, and I have the lower plate. Nope, not able to hit that either. I don't want to be hit by... Oh, no. No. This is bad, this is bad. Alright, let's cross this, hopefully not getting shot by any tanks. We have the IS-7, and if this E50M helps me, I will get out some good damage. Let's see. Alright, there you go. And I'm going to poke. Ah, come on, Badger. That Badger's being real cringe, bruh. He's just... Look how hard set he is on tunneling me over the... I'm just gonna poke, and we're gonna... and there goes my ammo rack. Well, good news is that our team is at least getting bleeds out. I'm not gonna poke this IS-7, not until I get the shell confirmed. Okay, well, we're up to 2,400 damage. We have a damaged ammo rack, which kind of sucks, but that's also a little bit expected due to RNG. That shell probably hit. I'm not sure if it penned, but it definitely hit that enemy VZ. No, it looks like it did not end up penetrating his vehicle, though. Rather unfortunate. Okay. Well, they got a T-92. They got the VZ in the open here, and we are going to use that mobility this tank has. We're going to start by aiming it on that 92E1 with a high explosive. We'll just fire standard, actually. I want to guarantee the pen, and it's a little bit 50-50 if you're obviously going to use your high explosive on a tank like that. So we are just going to get behind the enemy VZ. We're going to load in a high explosive shell, and there you go. 517 damage, clearing his tank. So, I think we hit the 92 with our shot. We did, and that actually puts us up to 3,400 damage. Be the Eric Concept 1, who we are not able to hit, and the T-92 is running along. However, I doubt we're going to be able to get that either. I mean, if our ammo rack wasn't damaged this game, we would have been able to deal a little bit more, but I will take 3,400 damage. That's a good result, and nice. C100 gets the clear. So, a solid start for our Chieftain Mk6 gameplay. We can see that in this game, at least, we didn't need our premium ammo at all. The Badger showed us his lower plate, so we were able to connect our shells. The IS-7 showed us his lower and upper plate, and after the nerfs to the IS-7's armor, it's pretty easy to cut through with our pen. And apart from that, we had the VZ and, you know, a couple tanks, but most of them didn't really have too much armor that we had to worry about, so we had a pretty easy game. The only reason we even struggled to get out 3K was because our ammo rack was damaged, which stopped us from being able to pump out shells like we wanted to. And that Badger was being real cringe, sitting in a spot that was just able to overlook us. Oh well. There's really not much more I think I could have done in that game to really change the result there. Now you'll notice that I have a stat tracker right below me, and this stat tracker will tell us exactly the average damage we get and win rate for 10 battles. Unfortunately, a lot of the other stat trackers don't really exist for the game anymore. You know, like Aftermath used to exist, which was really nice. It was the cleanest of the bunch. That doesn't exist anymore. Then there's the one from Blitzkit. They removed that one for some reason. I don't know why. Kind of sucks. And then there's another one that you can use inside your game as a mod, which I installed, but unfortunately, because of the aspect ratio of my monitor paired with the resolution, it doesn't show up unless I'm running it in windowed mode, and I'm not going to run this game in windowed mode. So, the stat tracker I'm using, as you've seen it probably flash a couple times, is like Beast World of Tanks. It's pretty simple. It's super simple. Like, that's literally all it shows, is battles, damage, wins. But it does the job, you know? That's all it needs to do, is tell me my damage and how many games I've played and my win rate. So I really don't care too much if it says anything more. So this game, up against us, we are seeing an enemy mouse. We are seeing actually quite a bit of dangerous tanks. I mean, not only do they have a lot of hit points, but they also have a Kampfpanzer 50-ton, a Foch, a 268, a Caro. They actually buffed the Foch's gun big time, obviously, and not only that, but the 268 got better dispersion, which is real cringe. I hate fighting 268s to begin with because of the level of accuracy and camouflage it features, and now that it got even more, it's going to be absolutely cringe to fight. So we'll see what we can do here. We have the Foch, and I'm kind of hoping... no. There you go. We actually do get the shell out. I'm really surprised, to be honest. That was a super solid shot into that player, and we're not able to get another shell into the Foch. But what the heck is our Vickers doing, bruh? What is our Vickers doing? Apart from throwing the game, of course. Well, I'm going to aim in on the Foch's side, and that was worth it. Maybe it wasn't. It wasn't. We lost almost 800 health for that. Wow, our team threw. Our team already threw this game. Our mediums both YOLO'd for no reason, put themselves in terrible spots. Now I'm going to have a Caro on my side, which is going to absolutely suck. Yep, of course I'm the one shot. Yep, of course, still being the one shot. Okay, well then, that's pretty tragic. Please don't hit me, E75. I beg. Oh, shell misses on the move. Just go. What a terrible team, bro. This is, yeah, this is a joke of a team right here. Alright, let's see. We got the Foch, and we're going to aim it on his side. There you go, 491. He's dead at least, you know, that's pretty good. We're going to activate our adrenaline, and let's see if we can get a tungsten shell. There you go, nice. We do get a tungsten shell, but the Kampfpanzer shoots me. And the mouse hits that. Wild. It's absolutely wild that the mouse is able to hit that shot there. Okay. Well, we are up to 2,300 damage now. The mouse is not looking at me, and because of that, we are able to get another shell into his tank, which is pretty good, and we're still somehow alive. I'm hoping that the mouse shows us his side over-angled. There you go. We do get the pen, and even though we die, we did over 3,000 damage. I don't really know what else I could have done in this game. Our TVP just sat full health, did not support me at all, and yeah, this is going to be a loss. But again, I didn't really need penetration in this game. That was not the issue that we ran. Oh my god, Waffenträger. Holy bad, bro. Holy bad. I did make that misplay, obviously. Also, if you're wondering why the mouse looks like that, the camo mod I'm running is bugged, and it shows the tank as invisible when you're, like, not looking at it fully. It's kind of goofy, but there's not much I can really do about it. Yeah, what a sad team. I mean, all our mediums had to do was hold up top and we would have been fine. But they said, oh look, a single Foch, and they all YOLO'd the Foch. when they could have stayed up top, they could have pushed the Conf Panzer off, and we probably could have won. But that's the difference between a team that has a brain cell and a team that doesn't. Our 907, yeah, and our Vickers, yeah, I mean, unfortunate. Oh well, and look at their mediums, top on the team. But you need to hold the high ground. It's been known that holding the high ground gives you a flat advantage of positioning over your opponents, and that's exactly what happened there. If our gun had worked a little bit better too, we might have been able to deal some more damage. We had that shell, obviously, on the enemy E-75 that missed. One thing you'll know about the Chieftain in the latest update of the game is the fact that the vehicle lost a substantial amount of its on-movement dispersion and aiming time. And that's a little disappointing. The base accuracy is still the same, and the DPM stayed the same. But it did lose a solid portion of its accuracy on move. And I am running V-stabs as well, but you still notice just how much bigger that bloom is compared to what it used to be. Now, funny enough, the shell velocity on the high explosive is actually the same as it used to be. It's still 1,300 meters a second, which is absolutely wild. I'm actually really surprised Wargaming kept the shell velocity like that. The standard HE shell velocity, however, sucks. It is sitting at like... I think it's 650, 675 meters a second. It's absolutely dookie balls. Bro, moving here. Where did it... What? Why is the ping behind me? I'm not... What? I was looking over here and it pinged behind me. Okay. Well, there goes our Foch. Can't really rely on him if he's going to sit in that back bush. I don't know why people are grinding vehicles like a Foch if you're going to camp and spawn. It makes very little sense to me. Actually, he's going to do even worse than that. He's going to YOLO over to the heavy flank alone. Because, you know, that's what smart, sensible teammates do. They say, let me go where exactly no other of my teammates are going. Alone. That'll go well. Alright, well, we have the enemy minnow. And I think that minnow is going to look at the 121, which means I am not able to pen him anywhere. Well, we actually do get the pen out. Once again, we do not rely on premium penetration to do well in Tier 10. But it is obviously a benefit, something that I would like to take advantage of. So we activate our tungsten, we activate our adrenaline, and the Kron is going to not kill our 121, but unfortunately my team sucks a bit, so yeah, not a great situation unfolding here. Let's see, the Marat is going to push my teammate, and I'm going to try and help out with that. Marat does not get the kill with the ram, and we are going to back up and load a high explosive shell. Pretty bad roll of only 397 damage, but still, pen's a pen, and I will take it. Oh, there it is. There's the TVP, and see ya, 440 damage, you're dead. Did not want to get clipped by a TVP. Okay, well we have the minnow, and we're gonna aim in. Oh, I don't have the shot. Bruh, I had it and then I didn't, like half a second later. Okay, well, I'm trying to think of how we want to deal with this situation here. And, what? That was literally an easy pen, and the game just said, nope, you're not allowed to hit that, Droodles. You are not allowed to get an easy pen out. Alright, well, what I'm kind of hoping is that we get the gun depression here to pen this minnow, and there you go. Okay, that works too. Just getting a distraction out is obviously pretty effective. Okay, well, let's move up. The IS-7 is going to... Oh, and we have the Marat right in front of us. Okay. We get a nice 447 damage high explosive into his tank. He's looking behind him, which means I think the Badger's over here somewhere, but at the same time, I really don't care. We get another shell into the Marat, and we're up to 2,700 damage now, which is really, really solid. There's the Badger, which is interesting to see, and we're going to guarantee our HE pen on his vehicle. While our tank has been heavily injured, we are still getting out pretty good shots, and we are doing everything we need to here. So we're going to activate our tungsten and adrenaline. We're going to get... Let's see if we can get one more pen into this Badger. 3, 2, 1. Bonk. There you go. 450. Obviously, our 113 and Leopard are going to get the clear, but this is a pretty good game. 4,000 damage. Now, there was a moment where firing premium APCR would have been nice, and that's against that minnow. I 100% would have been able to kill that minnow quicker if I had premium APCR, where I wasted a lot of time on him, but didn't seem to affect our result there. Still dealing over 4,000 damage and getting a win. So far, we're averaging 3,560 damage in the vehicle from these 3 games. Now, that's not too bad, judging that our previous game was, not the best team ever. So, yeah, that's something to always keep in mind. I think that this series might be a better one. I'm going to name it, like, Best of 10. I think that's what we'll call the series. Best of 10. Chieftain Mk6. Best of 10. Bat Chat. Something like that. I think that's better than Play to Lose. Don't get me wrong. Play to Lose, it's a great idea, but it just takes too much of my time. It takes too much effort. For example, I tried doing a play to lose in the Projet Marat, and I probably spent 4 hours of my day to end up scrapping the video because the teams were so bad that it was like win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. So I would spend a whole bunch of time recording an intro saying, oh, this is the Marat, this blah, 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 stats, damage, everything, you know, and then I'd spend maybe 10, 15 minutes on the play to lose video itself talking about the tank, and then lose because the team sucks, and then have to rinse and repeat over and over and over. And that's not very fun. It's why I don't really do live play to loses. You know, in theory, it sounds great. Oh, how many games can I win before I lose? But the problem is that, you know, the play to loses you're watching are technically cherry picked in the sense that it's not just my first attempt. You know, I've given it a couple sessions before I was actually able to get that solid 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row. But when it works well, it works really well. It's just really annoying when I don't get a solid play to lose out. It really drives me insane. So, here we go. I'm going to make my way over here. I should have gone the other route. It's a bit safer, but it's faster to go this way. So what do we have up against us? E100, 114 SP2. They got some dangerous tanks. We see the enemy Projet Marat. Are we spotted? No, we are not. Okay, well, I would expect our Patton to detect anybody over there. Oh, there you go. We have spotted the enemy 114. What? How did he spot me? That's actually a bit interesting. Okay, well, let's see what this 114 actually ends up doing. I'm just kind of waiting right now. Oh, there you go. We got the 268. And, oh, come on, man. Great example of the on-movement dispersion of this vehicle being rather mediocre. Oh, my... Okay. Oh, man. That whole set of circumstances, everything that just happened in the last, I don't know, 40 seconds really got me pretty ticked off. Not only did the 114 get a free shell into me because I was looking at the frickin' yeah, you saw what happened. I don't really need to explain it. This Patton, by the way, you're an MM player, and you're getting literally handled by a 114. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Well, we got the 183 in the back, and I'm kind of hoping that I can get a pen. What? How does he just slam that right into my upper plate, bro? Man, I freaking hate 183s. Everything about that tank is just so freaking cringe. Just the fact that he gets away with that shot, too. Upper plate, not even the lower plate, just goes right through the upper plate. Just, wow. Oh, man. And then we got the 4-202. And we bounce that. We bounce. So what can I say about this current unfolding situation? Well, I can tell you that I'm not liking it. That's what I can tell you. We get a nice pen into the enemy 114, and it looks like he is going to try and push my teammate in the Patton. I'm not able to help my Patton right now, and I'm going to try and take the shell for that player. So we're going to angle our vehicle on up here, and we will see if I can get some support. Let's see. Come on, and... Oh, God. This is not ideal. Oh, and he hits that. Okay. Well, might as well activate... Oh, I can't pen him in the lower plate with tungsten. Well, that sucks. The Patton is going to flank behind him, and we have teammates. Oh, man, that's not good. That is not good at all. And my teammate's getting in my way. But we do get the pen out, and we're able to back up before he gets the shell. Big ol' El Bozo. You shoot, and we score. That is where tungsten does feel quite nice. We have the ability to get out some pretty nice shots. And even in this game, where we got really bad luck, we were still able to deal 2,700 damage. Honestly, I can't blame the Chieftain, but what I can blame is our RNG. The fact that we missed the flat side of an Object 268 and everything else that occurred in this game really made me want a little bit of death. But I don't know what else to say. 2,700 damage is not bad, and a win is a win. So when you pair the two together, it's still a pretty solid result. Let's see what we can do here. Well, the 183 is showing me a side. And we get a nice pen into the 183 that actually propels us over 3,000 damage. And all that's left is the enemy 4-202. Let's see if we can pen a high explosive shell and bonk. This game was cringe. The fact that the 183 snapped me, like literally he was on the move, took half a second aim and just instantly hit me, even when I was 90% behind the corner. It shows why I hate the 183, because anytime you try to make even the slightest aggressive play against that tank, it just seems to get away with whatever it wants. That's what I hate about it. You know, if that was a KV2 or a Caliban, 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, their shells would have missed. And then that would give you the opportunity to play more aggressive in other flanks. For example, if I had an extra 900 health that game, I could have pushed on the 114, saved my patent, and been able to win. But in return, we got really unlucky because the 183 hit the snap. And that's what I hate about the 183. It is pure RNG whether you're going to ruin somebody's game or not. It's RNG whether that person's going to take the shot. It's RNG whether that shot pens. It's RNG whether it's a HESH, if it's an AP. It's all really cringe. That's really all there is to say about the 183. I personally hate fighting it because of what you just witnessed. I wish that it didn't do what it did. Bro, we have James Corden on our team. What? Why would you choose James Corden as a name? Oh, man. Alright, well, let's use that good mobility this vehicle has. I see somebody that played a ridiculous amount of games in 10 versus 10, because that is the 10v10 event camo. Not really sure why you would want to suffer that much in 10v10, but, hey, I guess you got it, right? Let's see, the enemy is crossing, and we're going to shoot the STB. I think the STB is a bigger threat because he actually crossed. We have the Yo on us. We have the Karo. Ooh, and the Karo's gonna cross it as well. We're gonna fire an AP. Really, just okay. Well, I love getting shot in the hatch and, you know, everywhere else on my turret. It's really fun. But unfortunately, our team has already probably lost this game because, I mean, what am I supposed to do here? I'm the only person holding against many enemies. Oh, that was a bad shot for me. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun when you play on this map? It really is exciting. So let me lose another 300. Yep, thank you. Alright, well, at least we got a 500 damage HE out. But, yeah, this is why this is the worst, like, map out there. Because what am I supposed to do here? That's the question I'm asking myself. And the answer is nothing. I cannot do anything to change or alter the course. Ah, and we got the mouse pushing up now. I'm going to put on my adrenaline here, and we're going to try and pen the mouse. There you go. 453. That's pretty good. Let me guess. He's going to focus me. Of course he is. Well, there you go. And he high rolls it. Well, he doesn't really high roll it, but he makes me a one-shot, which is not ideal for me. And I'm just going to face hug him at this point. I think that's really the only play I can make. I mean, we have an AFK V4. Our Murat left. Didn't help. And the game is over before it even began. Our 60 TP is literally sitting as far back as he can in spawn. What an incredible team we were gifted here. Truly a work of art. But, again, this is why play-to-loses, for example, are so hard to actually do. Because, what was I supposed to do here? We had a no-camo Yo that pens, like, every shot on my tank. And, yeah, unfortunate. The Chieftain is always going to have major problems. If you look at my hatch, there are 4 pens in it. Four pens in the hatch. And that's what's really sad about the Chieftain, is that at the end of the day, the armor on the vehicle is really mediocre. Which means that even if you are a really good player, it's going to be really tricky for you to do better than, you know, enemies if they're able to just hit your hatch. The moment the enemy mediums were on the side of the map, the little medium hill, should I say, it was over. There was nothing that I would have been able to do to change the outcome of that battle. I did 2600, which is pretty good, judging that our Murat literally had like half of his damage done from farming, so not a bad result at all. We did 0 damage 57 heavy. Our 268 version 4 was AFK. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Seriously. And I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Not only that, but as you saw, we got hatched like 4 times in a row by that Yo. It was good shooting from the Yo, I'll give him credit. The fact that the Yo gets reticle calibration is so freaking stupid because it has that ability to just do whatever it wants. It has 3000 DPM. It's a really cringe tank to fight against. And not only that, but their spawn is just flat better. For anybody that doesn't know, the enemy spawn on Port Bay is able to get into the hull down ramp faster than your spawn. It wouldn't have mattered that game, because obviously we had an AFK V4 and a 57 that did 0. So those 2 players alone actually doing something in the game probably could have changed the difference between a loss and a win. But oh well, I cannot make up for 2 AFKs, essentially. I just can't do it. So, It was a 5 versus 7 that game, and that's without even counting the other players on the team that did pretty poor as well. I'm actually surprised we did 2,600. We could have done 3K. If that Yo did not hit me as many times as he did when we were, you know, trying to shoot the mediums, we probably would have been able to get out more damage. It's impossible to know whether you're going to win or lose 10 seconds into the game, you know, until it's actually starting to progress. Great job from our E50M, by the way. Let's hesitate on climbing up the hill, then... Oof, what an awful roll. 399 from a 470 HE. That's about as bad as it gets, honestly. Let's see, we got the Kron. Ooh, and then the grill hits me. Come on, man. I just want to get one lucky poke out. It's like whenever I try to do anything that's a little bit saucy, it just never goes well for me. Well, we got the shell into the enemy WZ, which is obviously pretty nice, and it's not a bad start. Our team's getting out bleeds. The grill got pretty heavily bled, and... I know that wasn't going to hit anyway, but the fact that shell went so far off course from where we were hoping it to go, it's pretty wild, actually. Alright, well, let's see. We have the enemy 114, and I cannot do anything to his tank. TVP's pushing off to the side. We have the E50M. I don't really know what to do here, to be entirely real. But what I am hoping is that I can possibly push up this and get across. There you go. I think that's really the only play to make with what's going on right now, because I don't know what else to do. They only have 2 tank destroyers, one of which is a one-shot, and I'm not sure if that WZ is going to be poking the bush or not. There's the WZ. It's aiming on his roof. Okay, that was an easy pen and still bounced. Alright, well, let's try again. We have his hatch. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. 0.308 dispersion. It's always one of those values that on paper looks real nice, and then when you actually rely on it, it does nothing for you. It's real goofy. We have the E50, who we are not able to shoot. We have the 114, who I am hoping we can get up. Ooh, nice 530 damage HE into. Sweet. We do get hit by the E50M, which is a little annoying, but not that big of a deal. Nice 500 damage shell into you as well, and E50 does hit me, but not something I'm all too flustered about as of right now. We got the clearing shell into the enemy 114. He thought he was special, and he may have been special, but add an ed to that. Alright, let's just chill here. We know that the TDs are in the back, and our team is not doing fantastic this game, to be entirely honest. Does that E50 see me? He does. Why? What's the point of a bush if it doesn't do anything, bro? Like, seriously, what's the point? Alright, well, I'm just gonna chill back here. I don't really see much of a reason to do much else. Let's see. E50 shows me his lower plate. There we go. 465 damage into his vehicle. That's pretty good. And E50 is going to put on his reactive armor, which doesn't do anything for me, because I'm trying to shoot him in the lower plate, but it doesn't matter if I... Ooh, there you go, 430 HE. Nice. Reactive obviously doesn't mean anything when you have high explosive, so I'm able to completely ignore the reactive that his tank has by firing high explosive shells. Let's see if that E50 backs up at all. Come on, back up. Back up, you know you want to. Just the slightest bit. We also have that WZ back there, which would be really, really wonderful if I could get a shell out into, but not able to yet. No, that was never going to hit, to be honest, though. Well, we got the E50, and we have the grill. We are over 3,000 damage, which is pretty good, but at the same time, yeah, we're not going to get any more. This is just a good example of a game where you're not able to do much in general. It's a steamroll, but not really a steamroll where, like, you're able to push aggressive. Just kind of a holding steamroll. We did fine, though. Again, we did over 3,000 damage. We had a victory, and that puts us at, you know, kind of a mediocre set of battles so far. But 3,260 average damage and a 66% win rate. I'm hoping that we can win the next 4 games. That should boost us up to like an 80% win rate, because I think we've only lost 2. And if we can get some good games out here, we can increase our average. What I'm hoping to be is around 3,500. 3,260 is not bad, but we could be doing better. You'll notice there's a couple things I don't love about this tank, as I've mentioned many times. The on-movement dispersion, I don't know why, but it's just mid. And for some reason, even with .308, it seems like the gun just misses shots that it shouldn't be. It's really weird, and I don't understand it, because it's the same base dispersion as before. I don't think the vehicle was any more accurate previously. So it is kind of goofy that the vehicle seems to be missing some of these shots now. Alright, we are on Falls Creek. And Falls Creek is a mediocre map for a vehicle like the Chieftain. It's good in the fact that we are close quarters combat, which means our high explosive can make good impressions on our opponents. It's bad in the fact that we are relying on our mediums to not throw the game. And we'll see how that exactly works out. So, let's move up. And we're going to move right into this bush here. We're going to wait. Let's see if anybody makes a play. Well, we do have the E100, and we get a nice shell into his lower plate. Yeah, 57. Maybe don't, like, drive directly behind your teammate. I know that's kind of a wild thought to have, right? Not blocking your teammates, but, yeah, you should try it. Oh, no, I don't want to be shot by that VZ. Are we spotted? No, we are not, actually. Oh, I was hoping that our shell would cut through him, but as we saw, it didn't do anything really. Alright, we're going to poke that TL7. He's showing me the side of his turret, and it doesn't pen. I don't know if that's a spaced armor shield that the TL7 has, but whatever it did not do what I wanted it to. Alright, we're gonna push in, and we're gonna see how this ends up working out for me. That shell misses, but not that big of a deal. What I'm going to do to begin with is, get YOLO'd by a Marat, who is randomly here. Okay, well, let's load in a high explosive, 525. Oh, and we have the Sheridan on us, too. This is not what I like to see. Well, we have the VZ right here. There we go, 516 damage. We reload. Here we go. Come on, rip out that damage, rip out that damage. Sweet, there we go, 550. The fact that he penned me there is real cringe, though. Alright, well, that's pretty good stuff so far. And aiming. There we go. Sweet. Okay, our team is doing not terrible. Oh, we have the 60 TP right here, actually. I didn't even know. Oh, well, he's dead anyway. Guess it doesn't matter. We have the VZ, who was poking before. There you go, another nice high explosive into his vehicle. See ya. Yeah, this game made up for our previous one so far. We've done pretty good damage. We still have a fairly healthy T30, who I'm hoping that we can push right up over and get some HEs into. And there you go, 420. Let's just see if we can get out some farm into this T30. Let's see. I'm hoping that he bounces me, but we know my luck. We know I never get bounces. Well, Kampfpanzer gets one shell out, and the Argonaut gets another out. So we're going to ignore that, and we are going to aim it on the enemy. Sheridan, there you go, nice 500. And that puts us up to 4,400 damage dealt this game. I thought this game was going to be a loss, but it actually wasn't, because their mediums just ignored medium flank for some reason. Like, they had two mediums, a Sheridan and a Marat, and they both just ignored the medium flank and went somewhere else. And that allowed me to take advantage. So our average damage got yeeted up there a decent amount, up to 3,425. Our win rate's now up to 70%. Let's see if we can keep that going for 3 more games. Also, I don't know how much longer I'm going to continue playing on the Steam edition of this game. While I do like the fact that I have these modded camos, which is really cool, I don't like the fact that my game doesn't run as well. The Steam edition of this game does not run as well as the Microsoft edition. And it makes it a lot harder to hit some snapshots and things like that I previously would have easily hit on Microsoft. So, might go back to Microsoft, not gonna lie. As much as these camos are cool to look at, I don't feel like it's worth it to have the camos when I'd much rather have the accuracy, if that makes sense. So, let's see what we can do here. We are going to move all the way on up. We have a 121B, 60 TP. I mean, they got a lot of strong vehicles, but nothing that I'm entirely scared of. So, we'll see what we can do. Yes, Poob. Okay, I agree with our Kron. Okay, so, Vickers Light. And I don't really care about reading the lineup. Doesn't... Ooh, wait a sec. Wait a sec. What is this guy doing? What are you doing, bruh? Well, I'm going to put on my... I don't know if I can pen him with a high explosive, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We we ruined his game already. Great job, bruh. Why would you make that play? I don't really know. Wild. Alright, well, let's see. We got the Kranvan off to the side. And, ooh, look at that. 475 shell into his vehicle. Alright, pretty good stuff so far. And I'm going to ignore that flank now, and I'm going to push up with this 183, and I'm going to get behind them. I think that's the right play to make. I think that the enemy is going to get real fixated on this 183, and they're going to try and take advantage of him. Just like that, we're going to get a nice 472 high explosive into the Vickers. We're going to reload again, and chonk, there you go. Not sure what that driving was, but it clearly wasn't very good driving. We got our turret ring damaged. Doesn't really matter too much to me, though. Nice shell into the 60. That brings us up to 2,000 damage dealt now. Leave the Kampfpanzer 50-ton on the flank, and see ya. There you go. Does get the shell into me, rather annoyingly, but again, doesn't mean too much to me. And see ya. There you go, sweet. So the enemy team only has 3 tanks left. They got a Kron, who camped. They have a Grill, who's in the back, and a 57 Heavy, who I have not seen. And by that process of elimination, I would assume that the 57 Heavy is somewhere pretty useless. So, of course, my driver dies. We love my RNG. Oh, and we got the Grill, who makes an interesting play. Ooh, we got a 459 high explosive into his tank. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. I'm going to aim it on this Kron. And come on here, you goober. Come on over here. I want to get an HE right into your lower plate. 550 damage. That is hella sweet. He is obviously going to try and kill me. And, well, let's see. I mean, I have everything damaged right now. Literally every single module on my tank is dead. I cannot have worse modules on my vehicle right now. So the Grill gets shot once, and we are able to get a shell into the rear of the Grill, bringing our damage tally up to 4,500, which is pretty sweet. Something like that. But holy bro, we have a dead driver, and our observation device is broken, and our turret is slowed. This is why running double repair kit can be bad, because of this right here. You just don't have the ability to do anything when your modules are broken. Now, obviously, when we're able to fix it, it's way better. But with modules that are broken, it sucks. So we're naming on the side of the 57. There you go. 334 damage shell into his tank, and a pretty good game, dealing 4,700, and that boosts our average from what was 3,400 to now 3,600 damage, sitting at a 75% win rate. Okay. Oh, we actually did 5,000 damage. I forgot we lit the enemy 121B on fire. Yeah, so I've definitely thought about it, and I'm 100% gonna start using the Microsoft Edition again. I think the camo skins are cool, but it's just not worth it, really, when the Microsoft Edition runs much better. I am sad that I can't run mods on the Microsoft Edition like I can on this, but you gotta take your battles. You gotta pick what's good, what's bad. And for me, I'd rather have gameplay and skill over mods. So, yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Okay, we are now on Middleburg. Game number 9. Well, I'm going to ping for my team to make their way up the hill, so we'll see how that works out. Hopefully the Sheridan does not tunnel me, and the E100's the same player from the last person. Let me just say, don't tunnel me, sad face. There you go. Alright, let's make our way up. Let's see what we can do. Alright. I like the mobility on this tank a lot. I love the mobility, honestly, on the Chieftain. It's just the fact that it's so quick in terms of the power to weight now and everything else. It feels so dang nice. So what are we doing here? Well, the 50B's in the back, and our TVP should be able to shoot him. Well, he gets a 1 shell out, which is better than nothing. We are going to head all the way wide to help out our teammate in the Sheridan. Let's see if we can get some damage out. And we move up. Let's see, that 183 is all the way in the back, and yeah, there you go. 183's game is already essentially over as, yeah, I don't think he enjoyed that all too much, to be completely real. Aiming. The one time I wish good RNG. Like, the one time I need really, really good RNG to get that clear. The game's like, nah, Well, we got the bat chat. I could have fired HE, but the boss shotgun does feature a spall liner, something that you do have to keep in mind. But what we are going to do is we are going to load tungsten, and of course, Sheridan shoots my gun. Of course he does. Alright, and let's see if we can get one HE. There you go. That's still a whopper amount of damage. 547 for just one pen is pretty freaking huge when you actually think about it. We got the Sheridan. Not able to hit it, though. But neither is the Sheridan able to hit me, so that's still kind of a dub, if you ask me. Let's see. We got the boss shotgun. And I'm going to cross this if I can. We're going to see if I can cross it right now. And aiming on the bat chat. I will fire a high explosive, and actually he's not running Spall, which is huge for me. So now this is where the HESH DPM on this vehicle. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's the 50B, of course. Of course, that's where we sit our 50B. That's where we sit it. Oh my god. Oh my god, game. Oh my god. I mean, our Kron exists, and the Kron will kill the 50B, so it's not that big of a deal. But, oh my god, what is our RNG, bro? 390 HE. I'm telling you, I literally have the worst RNG in this game. There is not a single... Okay. There's not a single human being in existence that has worse RNG than me. Like, the fact that we're bouncing a 183, bro. It's just wild. Alright. Well, I'm going to push past, and, we'll see if I can get the clear on you. There you go. Easy shot. And then we have the E100. I don't want to get shot by the E100. That thing has ridiculous levels of DPM. It's hella cringe to fight. Come on. There you go. Nice. Bounce my hatch. Let's move up. And let's see if we can get some damage out into his vehicular. Alright. And there you go. 559 damage HESH shell. Thank you for not tunneling me. I do appreciate it, E100. It actually... It means a lot to not be tunneled for, like, every second of my life. Nah. I was hoping I could get out a high explosive into his lower plate, but we still had a tungsten shell, so not too bad at all. We did 3,700 damage in that game. We got a win, and that's everything that we were looking for in that result, so... Still pretty good stuff. Yeah, there you go. 3755. If our gun had worked a bit better there, we could have done 4K easily, but no, unfortunately not. But we have 3,650 average damage, 9 games played, and 77.78% win rate. So if we win this last game, we will actually have a pretty solid 10 battles for the Chieftain Mk6. Point being, there's a lot of people that have been coming into my comments on my Chieftain video, saying that it's not a very good tank after the changes, and I just don't simply understand where that idea is coming from. The Chieftain is an absolutely fantastic tier 10 heavy. It has solid damage per minute, it has great mobility, and even though its accuracy is a little bit sussler, it's still pretty good, especially when you compare it to other heavy tanks. And not to mention the gear oil allowing it to reverse at 19 kilometers per hour now is absolutely huge. So yes, the Chieftain did lose a bit of effectiveness against high armored opponents. For example, the enemy E100 I was not able to cut through until we were actually able to see his lower plate or side. But the fact that I was still able to pen him pretty easily shows a great example of the capabilities this vehicle features. So really all we need to do in this game is like 3,000 damage, and I don't even care if we win, but I hope we win. As long as I deal like 3k, we'll keep our 3,500 average, and we will be able to have a happy ending for today's video. So I'm going to play this real passive if I have to. Alrighty, let's make our way right here, and we have the enemy IS-7 who... Oh my god! The on-movement, though, I'm telling you, the on-move of this tank, I do not like it. I don't know why Wargaming nerfed its on-move. It's kind of goofy in that regard. Every single one of our players bounced. That's pretty sad. I cannot do anything to the IS-7. We have the E3, and I'm going to aim it on that. Can't pen him with HE, but we can pen him with a standard shell, which obviously does a solid amount. Oh, we have the E3 shooting at... Or, not the E3. Move it, move it, move it, move. Alright, thank you. Trying to bait a shell from this VK90. We have the IS-7 on the side. Oh, there you go. E4 bounces me. Okay, well, I'm going to aim in on the VK. Notice how it's like a perfect shot on his tank too, and it still doesn't pen. It's a great example of just how cringe the armor on the VK90 is. It really is just so cringe. Bruh, he tracks me too. What a rat. I'm not wasting my repair kit on it because I... Oh, my 183 almost just screwed me. Alright, well, he knows that he has to block the 183. So, if he just focuses the 183, we can get a free farm out. Okay, move it. Move it. Go, 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 go. Move! Trying to get some damage out, bro. Trying to get some damage out. Alright. Let's see. This guy is a freaking... Oh, my God. This 183 is going to drive me actually insane. You know what he did is he allowed this E100 to look at me. I'm gonna maul at this guy, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then he fires a... That doesn't pen? Okay. Well, obviously the E100 is gonna focus the 183. So you do that. Or don't. Or don't. You know, that works too, I guess. But there you go. We have the 57 heavy in front of us. And we're gonna reload. And we're gonna aim it on the 57. I'm not gonna be able to pen an HE. But a pen is a pen. That's pretty good. That 183, bro, gave me major brain lossage. Like, actually massive brain lossage in this game. Nice 540 damage into the lower plate of the E3. And let's see if we can get one more shell out. Bonk. There you go. 120 damage. Nothing crazy. But we did 3,500, which is exactly what I wanted to get. I like the 183 in that game for helping me push the VK90. It distracted him, allowing me to penetrate him and not have to worry about the low levels of pen this vehicle has. But at the same time, he then proceeded to get in my way multiple areas when he could have just let me drive past. Kind of annoying. But I will take a win. Pro 100 boss, whatever. He only has 1,500 games, so it's not that big of a deal, but just give your teammates a little bit of space when they're trying to maneuver around, right? So, in total, we played 10 games in the Chieftain Mk6. And out of those 10 battles played, I had 3,640 average damage with an 80% win rate. And we can see all 10 of those games right here. So, for people that want to say the Chieftain isn't very good because, oh, you can't pen super heavies, or this, or that, you're wrong. It's a good tank. And 10 battles non-stop with this amount of average damage and capabilities are a great showcase of just why it is solid. The Chieftain really is a fantastic tier 10. I don't see many reasons why you wouldn't want to drive this vehicle after the changes. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. As always, if you enjoy this type of content and you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!